Total sale was right around $4,000 per ton net to us. It was about 10 tons processed to get that sale, those ounces. So that works out to $400 per ton net. We're happy with that number. Right now, we're running only gravity recovery, so that represents approximately 50% of our recovery. We expect to double that.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Jared Laserson. He is the CEO of North Bay Resources. And Jared, it's great to see you again. How are you?
Doing well. How about yourself, Steve?
I'm doing well. Thanks very much. So the company out with news today, hitting another milestone of bringing capital, I guess, money into the company on selling this concentrate. So let's get everyone up to date on where we're at, Jared, and the sort of the key milestone here.
Sure. Well, this is the final step really in the monetization process. So acceptance by the refinery. It is not complicated, but there are numerous requirements that the refinery has and some testing analysis that needs to get done in terms of acceptance and just making sure that the gold extraction with the refining process proceeds. So all that testing has been done. The process protocol is we do comparative assays. So we take assays. We use ALS, and they do in-house assays. We compare and essentially split the difference as well on silver and moisture content. So all that's been taken care of, and we received settlement receipt last week. And yeah, it's not a huge amount, but in terms of a milestone, very significant. And now we have that final monetization piece in place. So we are effectively mine to market now in terms of gold, and now it's just a question of ramping up production and increasing recovery and just increasing the basic metrics. But yes, a major milestone. The milestone, in fact, is
Yeah.
first revenue on the board.
So, Jared, the sale netted about $400 per ton. Are you happy with where that's at? Does that have to change? Sort of give me some thoughts going forward, because obviously you have a lot more that you're going to be sending there. So, tell me sort of the cost wise and then moving forward.
Sure. Well, the total sale was right around $4,000 per ton net to us. It was about 10 tons processed to get that sale, those ounces. So that works out to $400 per ton net. We're happy with that number. Right now, we're running only gravity recovery, so that represents approximately 50% of our recovery. We expect to double that with implementation of flotation and a continued optimization on the gravity side. Our costs right now are around $300 per ton. So even running at about a 50% recovery, it looks like we're nominally profitable. Well, a little more than nominally profitable, but we expect to be significantly more profitable, or just would show significant profit once we bring the flotation online, and then optimization as well. We're going to look at bringing in grade control as we start to crank it up at the project site. We will monitor grade and make sure we're only bringing good rock down the hill in terms of those shipments. But that'll just come with greater volume. As you mentioned, mining essentially is a volume game. The fact that we're essentially profitable day one it just bodes very well. We're very happy with this initial result.
And just so everyone understands, there is a lot of stockpile still there, correct? It's not something you have to go and find. There's a lot there right now, right?
Correct. So we actually have, since we've been doing ramp up and optimization the last couple of months, there's some stockpile actually at the mill. We still have about 75 tons of essentially test material at the mill, and then there's about 5,000 tons stockpiled at the project site, and then a very large quantity of material obviously still at surface, which will be the target development for the mine. And then just moving to the second part of the press release today, or the news today, was we have recompile data from the really last 15 years of exploration, 104 holes, 18,000 meters, 50,000 feet of drilling, which has led us to essentially discover a low-grade well combined, high-grade veins, which we knew existed and we were targeting, as well as a surface oxide zone, mid to high-grade oxide zone in trenches. But now it looks like we have a significant discovery in terms of a mass tonnage or bulk tonnage deposit. Very large intersections of low grade, which is not dissimilar to two major mines, two of the newest, biggest copper gold and gold mines in North America we're literally next to one, Mount Milligan, and that's 300 million tons at a half gram of gold, 0.2% copper, so very low grade, but a tens of $billion deposit. We're next to that, and then Blackwater gold mine just opened in January, and they are nearby as well. And that's a 10 million ounce deposit, again, 0.8 grams per ton gold, very low grade, large tonnage. So it starts to make sense that this was there, and apparently it was overlooked. Focus for the last 10 years has really been on the high grade veins. I think part of that's price of gold, but also these things just happen, and this just bodes very well for the asset value, and really potentially the company could be significantly really larger in scope once we get through resource estimate. But the drilling's been done. There's 104 holes, so recompilation is coming together. We just did a small 3D model based on some prior modeling that we released today. It's very exciting time on all fronts.
Jared, thanks so much. Great to catch up with you. Congratulations on this, another milestone for the company, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Great. Thank you, Steve.
All right, Jared Laserson, the CEO of North Bay Resources.